Hello, everyone. I hope everyone's doing well today. Hello, everyone. Okay, I see people are arriving slowly but surely. Okay, great. So, my name is Clara Planson. I am the Marketing Communication Manager here at Beekast, and today I'm really happy to be presenting kind of a different type of format when it comes to our webinars. This is going to be more of a top-down kind of webinar and the new format, which is the What's New at Beekast. And this type of webinar is supposed to be short, quick, simple, and it's just a great way to really share with all of you our most recent updates and evolutions product-wise. So this is going to be extremely product-oriented. You're going to discover all of our latest features, our new activities or templates that we may have. And today I'm going to share with you our planning. All right, so what we're going to be talking about today is the user management feature. This is a brand new feature that I'm so excited to share with you. It was a huge work from our team at Beekast. Then we're going to be talking a little bit more about how the workspace has evolved. Maybe some of you will have noticed, but your workspace does have a couple little new features on it. And then I'll show you guys a new activity, and you'll understand why I call it new with in that way, because we'll be talking about our ranking activity. So we'll see that right afterwards. And then we'll finish off this little presentation with 6 new templates that arrived a couple weeks ago at Beekast. So this is still pretty recent, and we're really excited to share these templates with you. I know that this is always something that all of our users are looking forward to. So when it comes to new templates, we've got you covered. We'll be looking at 4 activity templates and 2 session templates. And I'll remind you guys the difference between these templates right after. All right, so let's dive in directly with the user management feature in Beekast. And for those of you joining us today, thank you so much for being here with me. And if you have any questions along the way, feel free to leave a comment in the chat on Livestorm directly. I'll be happy to answer any questions you may have. All right, so diving back in, the user management feature. So basically, before, when assigning a license to someone, this could be kind of a lengthy process that required intervention from a member of our team at Beekast. And so this was something that could be a little frustrating because our users didn't really have a full autonomy when it came to assigning licenses to members of their team or within their organization. And so thanks to your feedback, we realized that we really needed to improve this so that you can manage your users more easily and smoothly and just manage them by yourself as well, which was important. So the user management feature is now accessible to customers with a multi-license enterprise offer. So if I have any users here today that have maybe a starter, pro, business plan here at Beekast, or if they have smaller plans, then you may not have seen this feature arrive on your Beekast account, and that's completely normal. Right now, this feature is really only accessible to our customers that actually have the multi-license enterprise offer. So if you're eligible, you can access it by clicking on your profile in the top right corner of your Beekast interface. So let me show you what that looks like right now. So I'll just add the little pointer here. So here, if you're following along on my screen, this is the Beekast user management space. And you can access it by clicking on your avatar, which is your profile right here at the top right corner of your Beekast platform. So on your screen, when you click here, you'll immediately get access. And let me show you what this looks like in a much bigger picture. So you'll get access by clicking here to My Account. And when you click on My Account, you can go all the way down And you'll see right below subscription and billing, for those of you who are eligible to this feature, you will see the user management feature pop up. And when you click on user management, you will be able to see your subscription. You'll also be able to see the members of your team. So who is benefiting from a Beekast license today thanks to your subscription. And that's just a great way to track everything in one space. So basically, in this space, what you're going to be able to do in just a few clicks is see how many licenses you've used and how many you have left. So here, for example, we can see that this user has a 10 license pack. And so they technically have 10 licenses that they can assign to users, people in their organization. And what we can see here is that currently they are only using 5 out of the 10 licenses that they have subscribed to. And so basically, when this means that if they wanted to add 5 more people to their Beekast, to the Beekast organization, that would mean that they could add 5 more users. So 5 other people in the team, in the organization, in the company would be able to use Beekast with one of these licenses. And so this is just a really great way for you to track who has a Beekast license, who doesn't have one. And then, of course, you can reattribute these licenses along the way in full autonomy. So this is just a really great feature. For example, if you want to add a new member to your Beekast subscription, if you want to give them a license, then you can just click here and then fill out the email address of the person that should be getting a Beekast license, and they will automatically get a little email to create their Beekast account and join your organization. If they don't verify their account just yet, no worries. We send them automated reminders for about a week. So this is just to make your job easier. You won't have to go back and ask people, hey, did you get the Beekast invite? We'll be sending out these invites automatically, and you'll be able to track down here if the person has responded to the email, if they've created their account, if they are now a part of your organization. Another thing that's interesting is that we also allow you to remove licenses from some people to give to others. So this is what I meant by attributing and reattributing licenses. And so here, for example, I can select multiple people that currently have a license thanks to my subscription. So one of these 5 people, for example, Agathe and Gabriel. And if I select these 2 users, I can automatically remove them from my organization. This means from my subscription account. So these people will no longer benefit from a Beekast license. And then this will go up. So this will go back up to, for example, 3 licenses only being used. And so this means that you can now give 7 licenses. You can now attribute 7 licenses to the users that you want. All right. Let me know if this is clear. If you have any comments along the way, I'll be happy to answer. But yeah, it's just a great way to manage your users, especially when you're part of a big organization. And this was something that people had been asking us for a while now. And for those of you who are not seeing this user management space in your personal account, that's normal. For now, it is reserved for multi-license enterprise offers. But if you're interested and you feel like you really need this feature, don't hesitate to contact our support team and see how maybe to upgrade your subscription. We'd be happy to look into this with you and see what you would need to do in order to gain access to this feature. So I'll just mention the support team's email address in the live chat on Livestorm, sorry. Feel free to write to them and tell them that you're interested in this feature if this is something that you would absolutely like to get access to. All right, now let's move on to our second new feature. So you may have noticed that your workspace has slightly evolved to make room for 2 highly requested features. So this is going to be the trash can and multiple selection. So let's quickly look at this together. In your workspace, you have the ability to select multiple sessions now. So this is a huge change in Beekast because before, whenever you were in your workspace, and I'm going to show you this now, you're going to access my workspace with me. All right, perfect. So welcome to my workspace. And before in Beekast, when you had maybe you could have hundreds of sessions, but you would only be able to select one at a time. This meant that you could only delete one session at a time, or you could only move one session at a time to, for example, another folder. And this was something that was extremely frustrating for our users. It took a lot of time. It was also completely manual. So it just felt like we could make this a lot easier for you guys. And that's exactly what we did. We decided to create multiple selection feature. So here now, whenever I want to select multiple sessions, I can do this. I can even select all of them in one click by clicking on this box right above here. If I want to select various sessions, I can go ahead and select, for example, 3. And then by selecting these sessions, I immediately have the option to either delete these sessions or move them to another folder. So if I wanted to move these sessions, I could go ahead, for example, let's go ahead and move my Beekast meeting and a new presentation. And I can click on move to folder and then select any of the folders that exist in my workspace to move these sessions. So here I'm going to go ahead and select, for example, presentations, click on move. And as you can see, my 2 sessions have been moved to my presentations folder. Now, if I wanted to delete a session, I can also do this. And the thing in Beekast is that before, whenever you deleted a Beekast session, it could be a little bit of a panic attack for some of our users because they would not be able to find their session again. Once it was deleted, it was out of their workspace and there was no way of retrieving it on their own. So they had to go through a support team. We had to go looking for it. It just wasn't really easy. And it could be a little bit distressful and stressful for everyone. So what we did was we created a trash feature. So you have your little trash can here, which is now a space where you can find all of your deleted sessions. So for example, let's go ahead and delete my brainstorming meeting. So I've selected my brainstorming meeting. Once again, I can like multi-select if I want. For example, I could delete maybe 4 meetings or 4 Beekast sessions at once. Here, I'm just going to delete 1 to show you guys how it works. And I'm going to go ahead and click on this delete button. So here it asks me, are you sure that you wanted to delete this session? That way we don't make any mistakes, and I can go ahead and confirm. And what's interesting to see here is you get this little message saying that this session can be restored from the trash for 30 days. And this is also a really, really requested feature. And I think it's so important to show you how now, so my session has been deleted and I can just go here at the top, at the really bottom left corner of your screen, you can see that there is the trash can right here, this trash space. And when I click on it, I am brought to a folder where all of my deleted sessions are. And so here is my deleted session. And if I want to restore it, I can just click, I select it, and then I click on restore. And there you have it. Your session has now been fully restored and it is back in your Beekast workspace in one of your folders. And so it's really just a great feature, especially if you're scared or if you've already deleted a Beekast session accidentally. It happens to all of us. And this is just great because now you have a space where you can go ahead and retrieve those sessions and restore them fully into your Beekast workspace again. And just remember that these Beekast sessions are stored in your trash for 30 days. So if you want to restore them, make sure to restore them quickly because after 30 days, they are officially gone and deleted from your workspace. All right. If that's clear for everyone, I'm going to switch us back on over to my main projection screen. And we can move on to our ranking activity in survey mode. So this is what I meant at the beginning of the webinar when I was talking about a new activity, because actually our ranking activity is an activity that's been around for a while at Beekast. This is not a new activity. The ranking activity was what we like to call an evaluation or assessment activity. So an evaluation activity in Beekast is simply an activity with a right and wrong answer. So for example, an evaluation activity in Beekast would be our MCQ. This is, of course, an activity where there is always a right and wrong answer, and the goal is really to test your participants' knowledge on something. Now, we also have general activities. These are activities, for example, the word cloud. The word cloud is not an evaluation activity because there is no right or wrong answer. In the word cloud, we're just looking to get ideas from participants, generate some opinions, ideas, share things together, and maybe survey or poll our audience, but without any right or wrong answers focusing here. So with our ranking activity, this is exactly what we did. We had a lot of people that were interested in the ranking activity, but didn't want it to be an evaluation format. They wanted it to be a survey format. And so before, a typical ranking activity would be, for example, rank these planets, put these planets back in the right order from smallest to biggest, for example. And you would have to put, for example, Earth before another planet, and then you would have to find the smallest planet and put it last, and you would have to rank these planets in the right order from smallest to biggest. Now, with our new ranking activity in survey mode, so this is another format that you can choose from, you have the ability to create a ranking activity that does not have a right or wrong answer. And that way you can actually survey your audience to kind of get everyone's opinion regarding a subject and prioritize these subjects together. So I'm going to show you what this looks like right now. Let me see. Okay, perfect. Let's create this activity together. So I am now going to be sharing with you my Beekast space. So this is my creator space. We are in a session, and this is the webinar session. So right underneath this slide, I'm going to click on plus, and I'm going to go and scroll for the ranking activity. So this is, for example, exactly the example that I was showing you guys with the idea of ranking the following planets from smallest to largest. But so this would be an evaluation mode. And as you can see, you have your typical activity settings that pop up in that right part of your screen. So that hasn't changed. What has changed, though, is that you now have the ability to choose your activity format. So now your ranking activity can be in evaluation mode. So here you add propositions in the correct order. But I can also change my activity format and put it in survey mode. And so here in survey mode, I can just go ahead and ask people a question and let them rearrange the answers that they seem to be that fit the best. So for example, we could say, what are our Q2 priorities? Whoops. All right, perfect. And then this could be, for example, set up new homepage. This could be launch new product feature. Or for example, perhaps it's going to be more oriented around post one LinkedIn post per day. And so I'm going to go ahead and save. And as you can see, I now have a ranking activity, but that is going to be in survey mode. And that way, everyone on your team can go ahead and collaborate and share what they think are the main priorities for Q2. So maybe people don't think that setting up the new homepage is a priority. Maybe they think that the new product feature is the priority, then the homepage, and finally posting one LinkedIn post per day. And then I can submit this. and then I'll be able to see what other people think. So if, for example, 4 people think that setting up the new homepage is the priority, this will move back up to the first position. And that way you can prioritize tasks together and really see what the general opinion is. What do people think are the main priorities or the main tasks that need to be done first? So ranking activity now in survey mode, I highly recommend you try this out. It can be a fun icebreaker. You can use it for prioritization, tasks, things like that, just to get everyone's opinion and to kind of be able to pull your audience. All right, moving back to, let's see here, our final new feature that I wanted to share with you. Here we go. And these are our 6 new templates. So this is always the best part for our users. Everyone loves seeing our new templates, and we always love sharing them with you guys. So this was also brought to you by you. And by this, I mean that whenever we create these evolutions, we try to bring our product to the next level. We do this with you throughout your reviews, throughout meetings that our team will have with customers. And we just love hearing your feedback. And we use that feedback to bring out our new features to make our product even better. And so we did this as well with our templates. We got a lot of feedback from different people, different users, different companies, organizations, different types of people working in different departments, which was, for example, it could be HR, marketing, project managers. And we were able to come out with 6 new templates. So I'm going to show you these templates really quickly. We have about 10 minutes left in this webinar. And so let's go ahead and start with the offboarding form. So the offboarding form is just a Beekast form, but this is a template that was meant to kind of formalize an employee's departure while ensuring a smooth transition. And we think it's always important when getting a good offboarding. That experience is so important because it's the last thing an employee will remember of the company, kind of the last official administrative part in an employee's life in a company. And so it's important to have everything in writing. And that's what we wanted to offer you with this form. This is just a pre-filled form where here I've already kind of added answers to show you how this would look. But basically, you could generate this form, and then your employee that is leaving the company will be able to give the answers, to provide the answers, and then you can look over all of these answers together. And so we have the contact information. So who was this person? Here I just gave an example. I just invented someone. So let's say that we're following Florence Gilbert. She was a junior sales on the sales team in the company. And so if you wanted, this is not this is not something that you have to fill out as an employee, but sometimes when leaving a company, you want to stay in touch. So here we could add the personal email address of the ex-employee and as well as their phone number if they want to share it with them. This is a great way to get back in touch with people if you want to. Then you have the company equipment. And this in a form is also very important because we want to make sure that the employee has done a couple tasks before leaving. For example, returning all company equipment, a professional phone, and of course, a computer, things like that. So by checking this, we know that, okay, Florence has done this. She has returned all of her company equipment. On the other side, I can see here that Florence has not confirmed that she's deleted all confidential data from her personal devices. So this is something that I know that we have to do together, and we have to make sure that before Florence leaves, she has no personal or confidential data on any of her devices. Then you have access to systems and accounts. This is also a big part of the offboarding process, is making sure that we know exactly what the employee had access to. For example, we know that Florence had a professional email account. She had access to specific applications or tools. This could be the CRM, for example, or other type of sales tools that she used in the company. And so this allows us to know, okay, we have to like deactivate this account. She won't be using it anymore. We can close this, close that. And it's just a great way to keep track of everything. And then this is also a nice way to know that, okay, Florence did not have access to any of the professional social media accounts. So no worries on that. And that's more maybe the marketing teams. And then finally, we want to talk about transferring responsibilities. So we want to indicate the tasks and responsibilities that require a transition to another team member. So here, Florence has let us know that CRM tasks have been taken over by Robin, and that Charlotte will handle accounts X, Y, and Z, so other kind of client accounts along the way. And this is just a really important space to have in writing who is doing what after the employee's departure. And we're finishing it off with a little bit of feedback and suggestions. I think this is always super important in a way that it allows the employee to kind of tell them, okay, this was my experience in your company. Here's some feedback. How can we as a company improve to make our next employee experience even better within our organization? All right, moving on to a second template that I wanted to show you. So this is a template called I Know, I Wonder, and it's a great methodology for any trainers or anyone that's starting off a meeting and that wants to know, what do people know about a topic and what do people not know about a topic, in order to kind of bridge the knowledge gap. And so here, to give you an example, I decided to choose the subject artificial intelligence. And so let's imagine that I was a trainer or a teacher or someone starting off a course on artificial intelligence. This would be a great way to kind of poll and survey my audience in order to know, okay, what do people know or think they know about AI? And then what are people curious about? What don't they know? What do they want to know about AI? And so here, as you can see, I just added a couple questions. This is just a great way to kind of build out your presentation. It can be an icebreaker. It can be just a really, really nice and effective way to know, okay, this is what I want to be talking about in my presentation for the next 45 minutes. I'm not going to talk about ChatGPT being an AI because people know this. On the other hand, maybe I'm going to want to talk about how ChatGPT is being used in the workplace and how different types of employees can use ChatGPT in different ways to be more productive or to save some time and things like that. Next, I have another icebreaker for everyone because icebreakers are usually a big hit when it comes to our users. And this one is called 100 Bad Ideas. Compared to our previous template, this one is really just more of a game. It's supposed to be fun and it's supposed to be super creative. The idea here is to get kind of everyone's brains a little warmed up. It's supposed to help people get into a more creative space and let their imagination run free in order for them to move on to another project, to another part of the meeting or the training session or the event, which may be more focused on brainstorming, ideation, and things like that. So this icebreaker is called 100 Bad Ideas, and the goal is pretty easy. The idea is to generate as many ideas as possible in under 5, 2, or 1 minute. So depending on the time you want to spend on this, you can make it super quick in order for people to get the most ideas out in the shortest amount of time. And so here we're going to be asking people, what are 100 bad ways of doing something? In this template, we've given you 3 options. So you can go with 100 bad ways to eat a pizza, 100 bad rock band names, or 100 terrible superpowers. And you can see that the idea is really to get fun with it. For example, a bad way to eat a pizza would be dipping it in milk. And this is it's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to get people laughing together. It's an icebreaker. People are comfortable with each other, and it's just spilling out some fun ideas. And then you could add, for example, here, we've decided we can even add a little reaction, like this little guy. You could get an emoji that's laughing in order to see how people are reacting to these types of ideas. So this is a really fun one. If you ever want to try it out, it's super quick and it really gets people's creative juices flowing. All right, moving on to our final activity template. This is the Gantt chart. I think a lot of people here may know what the Gantt is. For those of you who don't, no problem. It's very project management oriented, and this is just a template that allows you to follow up on multiple projects in a month. So here you will have your main project name, and then in this project, you will have individual tasks that are broken down, and you are able to follow these tasks by creating these little blocks to know, okay, so this first task is going to be about a week and a half. My second task should start around week 2. And then my third task is going to be where the finish line is. And so I'm able to kind of see what each person is doing. I can also have a post-it. You also have a post-it on the left side of your board that is dedicated to the members of the team that are focused on each project. So you can add team members that will be focusing on the main project and then assign them specific tasks. And I also added a little sticker here, which is a pink little dot, which allows us to say, okay, this is going to be the lead project manager. Who is the person that is going to be in charge of these projects? And here, for example, for this first project, it is Boris. And so just to show you guys what you can or cannot move. So here, for example, this is I can 100% go ahead and edit the month. So for example, I can go ahead and say, okay, so these are going to be my 3 main projects for June. And then I can go ahead and plan out what I'm going to be doing within each week. And so another fun thing that you can go ahead and do is you can move let me zoom out so you can see what I'm showing you. But you have a specific little "We are here" bar, and this allows you to track where you're at. There we go. So I can go ahead and say, okay, so we are into week 2. And so that's also a pretty good way to track progress. I can also move this around and say, okay, today we'll be focusing on week 3. We're actually at the beginning of week 4, things like that. All right, and now I'm going to finish off with our 2 session templates. I'm going to try to go really quickly on these. Let me know if you have any questions, but of course, all of these can be found on our Beekast Inspiration website or directly in your Beekast workspace. You have access. Let me show you right now. If you're ever looking for a template, you can just add a slide, go to templates, and you will have all of these templates that I just showed you right here. And you can click on import, and they will import your templates directly in your Beekast session. So super quick, super easy. All right, moving on to template sessions. So this is different from template activities. A template session is not just one activity like I just showed you. This is going to be a full session. So for example, here we have a performance review, and when I import the performance review template session, I have all of these slides that are already built out for me. So in a performance review, the idea is really to go over the past trimester, or the past quarter, for example, with the manager and the employee. So this is a one-on-one meeting that the manager and the employee have together to kind of discuss how the month went, how these past few months went, what are the main priorities for the upcoming quarter, kind of give feedback on the employee's performance, but also from a management perspective, this allows the manager to get some insights on what the employee liked, what they learned along the way, perhaps what they were lacking these past few months. What are they looking forward to? What do they need in order to do their job in the upcoming months? So as you can see, you'll have a little form that the employee can fill out. We also have a fun little icebreaker to get you started off in this meeting. And this is just a little pin on image activity that allows the employee to say, okay, so my week or my month or this quarter, if it was a movie, it would have been maybe happiness is in the field. Everything was going really smoothly. I was super happy. Or maybe it was Nightmare Island and it went really terribly, and we absolutely have to go over things together because these past few months have been a nightmare for me. So this is a great way to kind of get started, and to kind of know, okay, so what is the general mood of the employee? And the manager can participate as well. And then you can kind of compare, hey, my month was great, your month wasn't so great. Why is that? How can we do better for the upcoming months? You'll also have the 4L method, which is really a method that I love for collecting feedback from your employee. So here your employee is going to be able to say what they liked these past few months, what they learned, what they are longing for, what do they need. So these are things that I just talked about. And this is just a canvas where you can create your little ideas and sort them together. And this is also great to kind of give a full overview of the past few months. You'll also have a board dedicated to the performance evaluation. The employee will be able to say, okay, I did this, I did that. The manager can get feedback. Okay, this was good. This needed some extra work. Here's how we can make this better. So great. And a final board, this time for setting objectives. So this is the moment where goals will be defined by the manager, but we also wanted to make sure that the employee could comment on these goals. So this is a board that allows you to do that and get feedback from the employee saying, okay, so this goal seems good for me. What I would like to do is this, 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 and to have everything in writing. What's great about this is that after that, you have a full performance review ready to go. You don't have to create any slides. Everything is ready here. You can do it asynchronously if you want to fill it out on your own time and then look over everything together. This can actually help you save time along the way. And I highly recommend you test this out if you're a manager or if you want to kind of look together at a performance review. And then finally, the last template session that we created for you was the QWL barometer. So this is the quality of work life. And for those of you who maybe aren't that don't know what a QWL barometer is, it is simply a session, it's kind of like an very big poll that allows you to identify action levers to improve an employee's quality of life at work. So this is very important for a company, and these barometers, these polls, or these surveys are usually planned out by the people team in the company, HR, supervisors, change management supervisors, managers. So things like that. And as you can see, this is a very big session. We have a lot going on because we are focusing on a lot of different drivers for engagement. So this barometer focuses on meaning, personal development, feeling of esteem, belonging, security. And all of these are going to have multiple questions that an employee is going to be able to fill out. So for example, I'm fulfilled in my job. One would be, I don't agree at all. I'm not fulfilled at all in my job. Or 5, I completely agree. I'm super fulfilled in my job. And at the end of this, we can go ahead and export the results in an Excel format in order to kind of find the data, look around, see, hey, what are our current rankings in these different aspects. Maybe our employees, for example, if we go back to the drivers at the end, when maybe 50, 60, 100, or 2,000 employees have taken part in this session, a company is able to say, okay, so when it comes to the feeling of belonging, we have a 4.2 out of 5 rating. So that's great. People are really happy. But maybe when it comes to personal development, we only have a 2.7 rating. And that's something that's going to be an area to improve upon. And that's just also a really great session if you're looking to understand how your employees are feeling within your company. So highly suggest you try this out. The template is ready to go. You have nothing to do. All of the questions are ready, and it's just a huge time saver. All right. So that's it. Those are the 6 templates I wanted to show you guys today. I hope that you enjoyed them. I hope that you learned something, that you're excited to try out these new features. Once again, thank you so much for always providing us with so much feedback. We love hearing from you. Make sure to keep in touch with us. You can contact our support team whenever you have a question, whenever you can't find something in the app. You can also get in touch with us through reviews on our website. You can reach out anytime and let us know how you would like to see Beekast improve and evolve along the way. So thank you again for being here today. Hope you had a lovely time. It is really lovely out today in Paris. I don't know where everyone is here today, but I hope you're having a splendid day, and I will see you very soon for a whole new webinar. All right. Thank you, everyone. Have an excellent day.